Hi, Nima. I've done research on your company and I'm extremely impressed with your career and how you're showing up. I'm curious, do you value working with a coach? Love to hear more about your experiences. Wonder if we should, how could a response be to that?
Your experiences? Well, you could just share some of your, pivotal experiences. And like for me, the response would be very simple. I'm glad you want to learn about my experiences. Thank you for reaching out. Let's start. When I was 8 years old, mid-March, cold, rainy day, spring was breaking, but wasn't quite broken just yet. And my uncle and I were playing a game of catch in the garage to shield ourselves from the elements. And I wound up and I threw the ball to my uncle. It happened to skip on the pavement. He didn't catch it. It hit the side of the wall. He turned around and he looked at me with disgust and he said, "You're never going to have what it takes to be a major league ball player." And I carry that with me every single day. And you're a coach and you're reaching out to me in this moment. I've got 17 other experiences just like that. I cannot wait to have a conversation with you. Now, you don't have to use that because that's weirdly specific and that's my experience. And by the way, I did make the JV baseball team. I was a ball boy on the varsity team, so I showed my uncle. That's neither here nor there, but that's how I might answer, Nima.
Welcome to Roleplay Roulette, the show where we take your sales challenges and we demonstrate them in real, actionable roleplay. I gotta tell you, there's a lot of bad prospecting out there. We've probably been on the receiving end of some of those. Now, I wanna go back to one thing that our colleague Jody Williamson talked about a little while back around the ethical selling model. It is unethical to sell someone something that they do not need. And in all times, not least of which this time, it's our job to approach our prospects with a degree of empathy, genuine curiosity, mixed with a little bit of a healthy skepticism to determine if we can help them. But here's the other thing. It's also unethical to not sell someone something they do need. So for today's session, we're going to have Rich and Tom demonstrate how a prospecting call could do to be able to reach out with empathy and understand if we are able to help a prospect solve an issue. With that said, Tom and Rich, take it away.
Rich, I've got to be honest, I feel awful. I've got some bad news for you.
Okay.
This is a cold call. And even worse, I'm afraid, it's a cold sales call. Do you want to hang up now?
Well, no, Tom. What do you have for me?
Well, I appreciate that, Rich. If it's any consolation, I hate making them probably about as much as you hate getting them.
Okay.
Are you comfortable maybe giving me 45 seconds? I'll just tell you kind of what I do and maybe you could let me know if it's worth us talking further or not. Is that fair?
Yeah, go ahead. I appreciate the candor.
Thank you. Just before I get into that, I do realize that these are unusual times. I work a lot with owners, directors and MDs of businesses in the West Midlands. And at the moment, I'm really seeing sort of three groups of people. We've got some, and it's very much full steam ahead when it comes to their business. Things are going great. Others, it's sort of battened down the hatches and they're just riding things out until the brakes come off the economy. And for others, of course, it's very much sadly abandoned ship. Before we speak, I'm just curious which one of those you fall into.
We're probably a combination of full steam ahead and batten down the hatches. I'd say we're somewhere in there, sort of bootstrapping it as we go.
Yeah, good. So are you okay if I just let you know kind of what I do and just let me know if you think it's worth us talking further?
Sure.
So I work with a lot of owners such as yourself, and they recognize that there's tremendous growth out there, but when they look at their people, maybe their people aren't picking up the phone quite as much as they would like to look for new opportunities and do that hunting. Second reason is that perhaps they're concerned that too much margin is being given away. There's too much discounting going on to get deals over the line, particularly in this kind of uncertain economy. And the third reason is their salespeople maybe are struggling to adapt to this kind of virtual selling world, and they feel like they're hearing too many excuses like, oh, we can't build the relationships now, everything's on Zoom, or we can't close business as easily now, it's all being done via a screen. I don't suppose any of those things are a big enough issue that it might be worth us talking for a few more minutes.
Yeah, I don't know what you do to help folks like this. We're a little bit different. We're in a relationship business, and the third piece that you mentioned, struggling to adapt to the virtual world, has been an issue for us for sure. So if you've got some magic dust, I'd love to hear it.
Great. So Rich, could I make a suggestion?
By all means.
Should we just speak for maybe 5 to 10 more minutes? And then at the end of that, we can figure out what it might make sense to do next, whether that's to book a meeting, arrange another phone call, or just, go our separate ways as friends. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. That works.
Great stuff.
Okay. How do I look? God, sorry, I got lost in my eyes for a second. Ooh, yeah, got it going on. Oh, I forgot you guys were here. Nice glasses, Rich.
Oh,
No. Put them back on, please. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to use that emotion and take the glasses off with dramatic effect to show your frustration about this dimming situation you got.
I've got a problem. And the problem is my screen darkens on its own without my consent, and I'm trying to fix it. And Lenovo won't help me. I can't help myself. Google can't help me. I don't know what to do.
Okay. All right. Well,